Okay. Dude, between the last couple days, so my internet dropped out. I have fiber to the house. I haven't had any problems. And then the last couple days, like it completely screwed my driver rating and races Thursday and Friday because I got dropped in the middle of the race, which kills my driver rating and my sportsman rating. And I've been like trying to get back up in my driver rating so I can be racing the top tier class. Anyway, let me add the connection dropped. Back in building the deck today, this afternoon. We'll play tonight or tomorrow. Let's pin that. Okay. So hopefully, let's go back to where we were. Limited. Resume. Build your deck. I've got to finish playing before 11 tomorrow. Or I have less than a day to finish playing. So I'm going to have to get these in tonight and early tomorrow. So anyway, hopefully. So what I'm concerned with is, so like I was thinking yeah. For the PlayStation. Obviously I'm not running a PlayStation for this. This is just straight off my laptop. With the PlayStation, I hardwired that because I was thinking that it was both the issues that I had were when my daughter came home, and I was thinking that it was reallocating too much bandwidth over to her and all her devices in the middle of the race. So I hardwired the PlayStation, got that back up connected, but now like this dropping, I don't know if this is related or just randomly coincidence that the thing dropped. I'm wondering, I just paid for the internet service, so it should be resetting, but I'm sitting here wondering, like, are they throttling me? Because do I need to up my plan or something? I'm gonna have to call them. Anyway, all right. Back to building this. So now we're starting over. Let's go back. We're looking at creatures. Let's just see all the creatures that we have. Let's look at all the white ones first. So we've got 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. We got some flying. And we've got some creature and mount synergy here. We've got a good, easy creature to drop to saddle and mount with, or to crew and mount with. We got some starter engines. Okay. Now, let's look at. It's less. Yeah. Let's look at all the blue creatures we have. Blue creatures. That's one of our rares. We're avoiding the 3 color right now. Okay. So we've got a little mana dork, a limited mana dork. We got some evasion. So there's one, we got more evasion and consistent evasion. Let's start your engines, max speed, so that's good. Keen Buccaneer, Vigilance, draw a card, discard a card. Transit Mage, search your library for artifact card. Nimble Thopterist. We got one of our rares, creates a vehicle. Deal combat damage to a player, draw a card, draw. That's nice. That's really nice. to be drawing cards. Although, you know, it's like, you got to remember. Oh, here, let me switch over to this view so you guys can see it better. Sabotage strategist, flying some more, flying and vigilance. Attack you, those creatures exhaust, but 3-1. So, okay, we got some good evasion. We got some good creatures here in blue. Robot turtle. Each other player's speed, reduce that opponent's speed by 1. This effect can't reduce their speed below 1. Okay. All right. So let's just take a look at what are all of our creatures in black. One of our rares. Then we got a couple. I mean, white is or Orzhov. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Deathless Pilot. Okay, it's just a pilot. Blood Gas. This is what I was going to say. It's, yeah. Start your engines. You can just buff him. Calaxion. That's Hunger Tyrant. Just a cheap, large drop. Big drop. Oil Gorger. Max speed, lifelink. Meh. It's kind of pricey for that. Okay, not a whole lot of. Let's keep our fingers crossed that our removal is in something other than black. Let's see what we got in red. And of course, Flying Haste Dinosaur Dragon Mount. Attacks while saddled. It deals 2 damage to any target. Okay, it's just 2 of those in a red deck and limited. Unless we're playing like Gruul and Ramping, that one's going to be a little, especially, yeah, a little iffy. Discard 1 or more cards. This creature deals that much damage to each opponent. When you cycle this card, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. I don't see a whole lot of cycling or discard in our packs, but let's see. Trample, start your engines, attacks while saddled. It creates a treasure token. Start your engines. Discard 1 or more cards, put that many 1/1 counters on this creature cycling. Okay. It's first trick. I mean, if we're playing, I can't remember. What's the tribe that's red, green, and white? Can't remember. Let's see what we got in green. Could we realistically do a Gruul or splash red for Samet? Ooh, I like that little scurry foot dropping an elephant. Mill a card, exile a card from your graveyard, add 1 mana of any color. Well, it's a mana fixing if we need it for. What lands did we get though? Let's see what land. See if we got any dual lands. Put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Create a 3/3 green elephant creature token. I kind of like that. We got 2 of them. Oh, my son's calling me. Hold on, uno minuto. Hey, what's up, dude? Okay. Oh, they know. You need to be there by 1:45. So, like, in like an hour, probably. Yeah. No, they know. You're good. No problem, bud. Hey, I'm streaming right now if you can get on and watch me. I'm building a sealed deck in Arena. What about on the PC? Okay. All right, I guess we can talk about it later. It was only your phone. All right. Well, you're making it worse than what was intended. But anyway, it's you do you, bud. I love you. I don't know, but I'm not going to argue over it right now while I'm streaming live. Okay. All I'm saying is I think you're taking it past. I don't know. We can talk about it later. Okay. Fine. You know what? We can. Fair enough. Fair enough. You can ask him that later. Don't worry about it. All right. All right. Love you. I'll see you. I'll see you this afternoon for your game. All right. Love you too. Bye. So my kids we split their time between my house and their mom's house. They're here half the time, but this weekend they happen to be at he and my daughter are at his mom's. So anyway. Oh, and there comes my mom coming in to go to this game, and she's here really early. Hello? Hey, you're early. Really early. All right, well, I'm streaming, actually, so we don't have to leave here till like 1:45. I'm streaming. Did you not see the text I sent you? Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm streaming right now. I'm live. We're not leaving for another hour and 45 minutes. Why? Because the game's at 2:45, Mom. No. No. Okay. Anyway, it's fine. Just bear with me. I'm going to be talking too. Right now, no one's watching anyway, so I'm just talking into the ether, but I am broadcasting live right now, so. Okay. All right. Well, okay. I text you. Anyway, all right. Love you.
Yeah, you texted me after I left.
Well, I didn't know that you were coming so soon. We don't have to leave for a while. I remember I said it doesn't matter, but I told you I would have texted you if we were taking him, and we had to leave early, right?
I didn't see that text.
No, that's what I told you when I spoke to you the other day.
When I texted you, I said 12 to 12:15, okay, and you didn't respond to that, so I figured that's what you wanted.
All right. No, anyway, it's not a big deal. No worries. Life. Okay. So Mom, you get to sit here and listen to me talk all afternoon for the next hour and 45 minutes. Talk about Magic. Aren't you excited? You get to sit here and hear me talk about Magic and how I'm going about building this deck for this qualification plan. Each artifact owns a creature card in your graveyard. It's looking like Samet's not going to be. I really kind of want to play Trample Reach. Man. It looks like we might be just splashing green to play her, if we play her. Let's see what our removal looks like. We only have one of these. Migrating Ketradon, Reach. Enters, you get 4 life and cycle. Don't have any ramp though. Oh, these are Soda's creatures, so let's see what our ramp looks like. But first, we got 2 and a walking sarcophagus. Max speed, it grows. When this creature enters, if an opponent controls more lands than you, you create a treasure token. Defender, 3/1 Defender. All right, and let's just look at our. Yeah. All right. So now, okay, so we kind of got a feel for our creatures. I'm still thinking it's probably best to go Azorius. Vehicles and mounts because we got a lot of flying, but let's take a look at what our removal looks like. Did we get any planeswalkers? Probably. I don't think so. No. All right, so let's look at removal. Actually, we'll go ahead and Let's just look at all these. Let's see what we got here. Enchant creature or vehicle. That's just a buff. Max speed, you may cast this card from your graveyard. Oh, this thing is nice. This came up when my son and I did the pre-release sealed, and this thing actually can, if you're playing against it, can get to be annoying because obviously you can't remove it. It's easy, and it comes back. Buffs and vigilance is nice, and that you can replay it once you max speed. Destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. So let's do that. Right now we're just looking at removal. We could cycle that. Oh, I don't want... Oh, I said artifacts. Okay. This one gives you lifelink. Can I do not creatures? I forget how to enter the thing to say not creatures. Let's get rid of the artifacts for now. That'll get rid of the creatures. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature, gains death touch and indestructible until end of turn. Choose target creature, planeswalker, or vehicle, mill 2 cards, then destroy the chosen permanent if its mana value is less than or equal to the number of cards in your graveyard. I'm not a big fan of milling in limited, which, you know, in order to really use this one, or to rely on it, not a big fan of it. Spin out, we got 1. Got a decent, but it's just pricey. Lightning Strike. Destroy target vehicle. Crash and burn deals 6 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Combat phases 1. Mill 4 cards. We got combat trickery. Oh my gosh, our removal is really poor. Oh, this is going to be tough. Our removal is really poor. Oh, brother. Okay. So, unfortunately, we got nothing in blue. And we have only 1 white removal. So, my earlier thoughts about going Azorius is definitely not realistic. Because you just can't, I mean, there's no way to get around it. You got to be able to. You're gonna get destroyed. You'll get crushed if you enter a limited tournament, limited games with no removal. It almost looks like we might need to go. Let's go back and look at our. Oh no, I wanted rarity, not the. Oh yeah, okay. No, this would have done it. That's dimmer. Yeah, we just have no removal. Or I guess we could be looking at blue could be looking at blue, a dimmer, and play the mimeoplasm. Yeesh. I mean, I guess we've got 1, 2, combat trickery, 3, 4. There's a lot of artifacts. So breaking wings could be somewhat reliable in this because you have vehicles and artifacts, or you got vehicles and flyers. So maybe we can do the Samet 3 color. This is, I don't like relying on toughness 4 greater. I don't like relying on combat trickery though for removal. And mimeoplasm. I mean, there's some synergy there with Quag Feast and for milling. Three counters on it for each creature card exiled this way. Man, but we're not ramping at all. What lands did we get? We did get lands to support this. All right, let's look at everything else. Let's look at everything else. Do we get any draw? That's the last. So what I was going to say is, so removal, key, decent creatures, you know, if there's any synergy between the creatures and your rares, and then you definitely want something to help pull cards out of your deck. So any kind of like, at least a couple ways to be drawing cards. So I do like this coming back. Got some, you know, a little bit of slowing them down with the Sky Seers if we get it. Let's take a look at our artifacts. Man, blue, maybe we go dimmer because there was so much, we had so much blue. Regraveyard to your hand, carrion cruiser. vehicle. Spells cost you 1 less to cast. A little bit of discount if you get to your max speed. Okay. Let's just double check and make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's take a look at. Okay. Actually, let's go back to what I was saying. Let's take a look at. So we got those enchantments. What are sorceries? Do we have any draw in anything? Those are the only sorceries we have? Is that right? What? Interesting instance. Okay. I'm thinking we go with Samet. Do the little mice to get the elephant out there. Samet vehicles. So let's take a look at this. We definitely want that if we're playing Samet. Let's go here. No, we don't want that. Let's get our rares. Definitely want some start your engines. Let's assume we're going to use these. All right. Now let's go to instance sorceries and enchantments. Let's get our removal out. Now let's go red, green. Okay. Removal, removal. For the most part, I think because there are quite a few artifact creatures. Broken Wings is it's okay to have in the main deck in this release. That leaves us 11 more creatures and or vehicles. We got 2 country roads. Interesting. Okay. Gain a life for that. Gain a life Blossoming Sands. There's some mana fixing. Okay. Also, we can cycle it if we get it late. this is a little scary to be playing these. With 3 colors though, so I might want to drop the Avishkar. All right, so let's go creatures. Okay. Molt Tender is more mana fixing. Already got a lot of big creatures for this. Let's look at what do we have for 0/1s. Oh yeah, I like these two because they are going to help us drop those. I really don't like milling in limited. Milling, self-milling, I mean. Let's see. 2s. What do we get? Yo. Oh, hey, dude. Sorry, man. I know I got to get better at doing that. I also meant to be switching over to the battlefield. I got to get. Sorry, man. Yeah. No, I am. Sorry. I forgot to. I am. All right. Yeah. Sorry, dude. I was like. I got to get better at looking over there. That's why I set the screen up over there. So, yeah, thanks for calling. All right. Bye. It's my buddy. It's my buddy Dan calling me saying, "Hey Trent, don't forget to look at the chat." Yeah. All right. Well, fun. Hey Dan, cool. Because I'm playing this. If you're back on here, that's funny. Sorry, man. I'm so focused. I'm so focused. Oh, hey, by the way, you know what? I'm gonna make you a mod, bro. We're gonna make you a moderator. Add as moderator. I'll super mod you. Boom. So that's funny. So yeah, Dan, thanks for letting me know that you're to remind me to look at the chat. Nice. Yeah. All right, man. Well, you're super mod, so you know you have full control over the chat. So it's like, dude, I don't know when you got in. So this is, or what you saw. So this is the play, the this is the qualifier play-in. I got to get it done this weekend. I have less than a day to actually get the 6 wins in, but it's sealed. I'm like, all right, that's probably my strongest format. So let's try it out. Open 6 packs. There's like the removals kind of sketch. So, but I think looking at it all, I could, if I went with dimmer, I got some black removal. I don't know if you saw that earlier, but nothing in blue, like absolutely nothing. Yeah, I know the thing, you're going to laugh at me. Man, I know you like the self mill and grave dig, which is fine in like standard or commander. That always makes me nervous and limited because, you basically need to ensure you're not going to have a whole lot of reanimation stuff. And so, what if you mill both your reanimation and your heavy hitters? Yeah, there was, right. The rare black removal relies on mill also. besides, as far as like single color removal, it was definitely black was the better color. Yeah, I got to remember too. So the stream is about 20 seconds behind. So the latency. Yeah, I know. The thing with my black creatures though were all trash. Here, check it out. The black creatures were trash. Well, let's leave that up so you can compare it. Like if we're playing. However, the blue creatures were strong. Like they were like all flying, like all evasion. I had U-Menling. The blue creatures were really strong, and the black creatures. I mean, look, it's trash. Oh wait, sorry, I have this filtered onto. So I got a early giant drop. Otherwise, like the blood gas and limited is like meh. You know, and mimeoplasm, right? Yeah, I know. I mean, so it's just, yeah, the limited self mill gives me the heebie-jeebies. It's like, especially when you're playing just a best of one. This is a best of one. So it's like, if we were playing traditional, where I had like the first game, I just happened to mill bad luck and I mill the stuff that I want. But you make up for it in the second and third game, then okay. But self mill and a best of one makes me really, I just feel like it's a losing combination. So I'm thinking I'm gonna I got a couple rares. Hey, I can't remember. What is the red, green, white tribe called? I'm like completely blanking on it. Right, exactly. Yeah, I would need good, exactly. Especially with best of one. Like I would need multiple reanimation cards, and I just don't have. Well, okay. There actually were, if you look through it, there's probably like 3 ways to reanimate that I have. I don't know. It just seems sketch, especially with the best of one. I don't know. The good guys, right? Green, red, and white. Yeah, the good guys for sure. So let's see. So where I was at right now is I was looking at what do we have. I picked the removal. So now I'm just looking at walking through the mana curve on creatures. Black and blue. So, okay. That actually, that's not a bad point, because there's some decent, strong, like single color removal black, strong creatures in blue. Yeah, I agree. That big crocodile for 3. Right? I mean, he's a threat for sure. He's a threat. Can I give him flying? He's definitely a threat. I could play the life if I get the crocodile and Lifecraft engine and say crocodiles. This Lifecraft engine though, I'm like I'm having it out here so I don't forget about it, but I don't think I'm gonna have any kind of tribe to be taking advantage of this thing of, so I'm thinking I'm not gonna play it. Well, let's take a look at this. Let's see how this is looking, and then we'll come back and we'll look at the dimmer option. I like this cheap night, although it's going to be happening later, but... Oh, yeah. Holy crap, look at my... Oh, I'm only looking at 2, that's why. So this guy, obviously for vehicles. Start your engines helps with Samet. Start your engines also helps with catalyzer, and that will, you know, it's situational ramp, but it can help me later. Start your engines 3 color. What do I got here? 1, 2. Late game. Treasure token will help me too. Yeah. All right, let's see what we got. 3. How's my curve looking on creatures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Might be a little heavy in creatures in 2, but oh yeah. And so then I've got this mount, at least consistent mount vehicle. Yeah, I agree. The treasures help. I got some mount vehicle synergy here, and I've got 3 of them, so there's some consistency there. There's another start your engines. Cheap driver. That guy can help with the crewing, everything. All right. We're not gonna, obviously we're already over 40 cards, so we're gonna be trimming this down, but I'm just looking to see what reasonably we would want in there. 4/4 trample reach. Here's some of the more of that self-mill stuff. I don't know if you saw it. Another flying. Start your engines. Oh, this Mustang was always... Yeah, I know. Where was that? This guy. Right. I don't know if you saw it earlier, Dan, either, but this light wheel thing, for being a common, when Sean and I played the sealed pre-release, dude, this card was just annoying. You can't get rid of it. As long as you got max speed, you can't get rid of the damn thing, and it's annoying. Buffs your creatures, gives them vigilance. Unless they somehow exile it out of your graveyard. This thing was annoying, so I'm kind of like, yeah, I liked it when it was being used against me. It was an annoyance, so. Let's see. 4/4 trample reach is kind of nice. And late. Oh, if I'm dropping a bunch of treasures and I've got the light wheel. Oh, I know, right? I know. For a common. And I mean, and I don't know, it when we were playing, it wasn't difficult to get up to max speed. Right. Well, it's like, you're not going to burn a removal for it, but it's like, you just don't care. You're throwing it on any creature. You know what I mean? Like, you throw it, I'll throw it on the little mouse. Turn 2, I'll throw it on the mouse. And then the mouse, mouse chump blocks. And then I throw it on Samet. You know what I mean? Although Samet's already vigilant, but yeah. So I like this worm, and especially if I'm dropping some treasures or something late game, I can make them giant. Trample. Reach, yeah. I like the little scurry foot guy because he, you know, we can throw a. Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Agreed. When you say knight, are you talking about the Mustang? We're getting a little heavy on the 4 slots here. Let's just throw it in there for now because I did like him. I like that he's yeah, he's growing and he's effectively vigilant, right? You just need to saddle him, which should be easy to do. So, okay. Yeah, okay. I knew what you meant, bro. I knew what you meant. No 5s. I don't think we have anything bigger than... Let's do... I don't think we have anything giant. Oh, yeah. This guy. These. I got 2 of these. I know, yeah, I'll trim later. 4/4 flying hastes mounts. Plus it's doing 2 to the face. It's like how I don't have any way to ramp though is the issue. Right? Like what am I ramping to get to these with? And I mean, if I play both of them, that's 4 cards. That's like way out of the curve. But let's say I play 1. What am I ramping with to get to this thing? And so I got to trim 5 cards. How many lands I got in here so far? 17. I'll keep it at 17 because I have a feeling we're going to end up playing a little bit of a heavier curve. Right, that's why I was like, I'll just put 1. Because I mean, that's definitely a 4/4 flying with haste that does 2 damage when he attacks. Yeah, if I'm generating treasures, right? Like that's definitely scary. Like I wouldn't want to be facing that. That Ketrodon, I mean 6/6 reach that I can cycle if I draw him early. But it's like for that slot, would I give him the auxiliary or the full throttle slot? No. I don't think I'm going to play 4 CMC 6 cards. Yeah. You talking about the Dracosaur? If it was bigger playing too? Yeah. So one thing I want to do here is let's take a look at, because what were the vehicles that I had? This thing. Or I'm sorry, not vehicles, but artifacts. A 3/1 defender. The first one's a little tough to rule out. Oh, here's some mana fixing. You think so? The 7/6 vehicle instead of the Dracosaur? Vigilance Trample versus... I mean, this is... Oh, shit. Didn't mean to do that. Where's the undo button on these? I mean, this... I guess he's a little bit easier. He's a little removable, but, I mean, it's 6 damage if he gets through, right? It's 2 damage no matter what. And you can use him as 4/4 for 6. Yeah, okay, good point. Good point. And if I'm losing all my creatures to crew it, I can just exile them to get him moving. Yeah, good point. Good point. So it's a little bit more consistent, right? Like, I should always be able to get this thing moving. Let's throw it in there. Daring Mechanics. Right, right. And how does that... Enchant creature or vehicle, so I can throw the light wheel on it too. Sick. This is such a good common card. It's crazy. Evasion by brute force, right? Oh man. I was thinking that too. That's why I didn't add it. I didn't add it. And I'm thinking this Lifecraft engine too, I'm going to drop because there's just no... Do I have any... I got Mice. Cat Scouts. Construct. Warrior. Horse. Human Knight. Zombie Cat. Human Artificer. Horse, warrior. I guess humans and warriors. I'm not going to run it. It's not... Yeah. Vehicle creatures you control are the chosen creature type in addition to their other types. How many vehicles am I running, though? Just the 2. Yeah. I think you're right with this too, because it's not going to be able to crew anything or mount stuff. Right. I was just thinking, I had it in there at first because it's like early. I'm not worried about where I'm at with my, especially since I'm playing 3 colors and limited, that I'm not worried about what lands I've got down. That's just what I was thinking there. Is one, it starts your engines, so it gets the speed going for Samet eventually, and then yeah, playing 3 colors. If I'm playing 3 colors, I always look at what artifact creatures can I play, so I'm not worried about it, especially this early. You know what I mean? I agree with you. It's pretty much trash, but in a 3-color limited. 3-color limited where I'm like heavy and all, it's not a splash. I'm like heavy in all these. If I get rid of, that's one of my removals, which I'm. You played this? You played this in our sealed? And it was trash? You didn't like it? Even because you were playing 3 colors, weren't you? And you didn't like it. It didn't help. It didn't. I guess it's like it's only the one, so it's not like it's going to consistently help me. It's like I need both. I need like true. Yeah, true. Good point. I've got the dual lands. Yeah, because I was like, it's just the one. You didn't like it. Okay. Yeah, let's get rid of them. All right. 5 more. Let's see. Is this Chariot? Choose a non-land card name. Oh, flying. Evasion. It's a little bit of... Yeah. Okay. I trust your opinion and your wisdom. Especially since you played it in this similar situation. Oh, and I'm getting rid of this Lifecraft engine, right? Yeah. We don't need that. All right. Getting down to 4. Oh, we definitely want that to create treasure tokens. Could probably dump this guy. I don't know. I have to get to max speed first. Let's see what we got over here. Those are our... This guy's starting our engines also. Trample. I'm thinking this guy isn't really doing a lot. Well, no. It helps me grow my mounts. How many mounts do I have? 1. Mounts and vehicles. Four cards. Oh, you're saying dump the Dracosaur for the Earth Rumbler, so let's do that. That makes me feel better. I don't like, Right, right. Got a mount. Vehicle. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of mounts and vehicles. We just got a couple. 1. First strike, and I can grow it. All right, this is looking pretty good, I'm thinking. Just got to get rid of 2 more here. And leave it at 17 lands for sure. Just because we got kind of heavy on the right end. Let's see. Could probably get rid of this guy. Dump one of these. Oh yeah, especially at 3 CMC, that's true. They're instants, yeah. They're a little pricey though. I guess it's because it gives them trample. 4/4 and trample. Where do you see that? 3/3 flyer for 2 CMC. Oh, the Bestow Greatness is expensive? Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's like, it's not that great for combat trickery and defense, because then you gotta hang 3 CMC. You have to hang 3 lands back. I'm not sure. What do you mean by the chariot? You don't like it? I mean, it's kind of just helping me pillow forward. It's got, you know, kind of that, it's just being annoying. It's an easy crude. Yeah, it's an easy crude flyer that also just helps kind of slow them down some. I like it. I can stick the light wheel on it. I wish you could mark cards for sideboarding. Although no, there is no sideboarding in this. Yeah. Right. I know. What I'm not sure what you mean. Chariot's a 3/3 flyer for 2. But yeah, it'd be cool to mark cards for sideboarding in here. Although in this case with the best of 1 it doesn't matter, but No, I wasn't. I was considering maybe dropping this guy, but it'll help me. I mean, so maybe get rid of 1 of the bestow greatness, because it is more. It's an offensive card, right? I mean, it's combat trickery. If they chump block you and then you give a trample and just really pound them in the face, or they think that they've covered your power and you're like, nope. But it's just expensive. I agree. All right, uno más. Right. Yeah, I know. Let's see, if we get rid of them, where are we at creature count wise? 13. But some are vehicles that we got a couple vehicles in there. Actually, I mean, for the most part, the curve looks pretty good. Yeah, except, as far as like, this is with this release with Ether Drift, dude, this is, how many creatures are artifacts and or are vehicles, right? And so, especially since I'm kind of short on removal anyways, I took a Bestow Greatness out. All I have left is, a Lightning Strike for 3, Crash and Burn, Bestow Greatness for a combat trick. Oh, a Gallant Strike, but that's, only for the big guys. So I'm kind of feeling like, and plus, best of 1. It's Ether Drift. Vehicles. True. True, you did. Might be too many. I am hearing what you're saying. As far as I appreciate your, checking me on it, because you're not wrong. But that's sort of how I'm rationalizing it, is with all the vehicle stuff. Yeah, there's the Gallant Strike. This needs to be toughness 4 or greater. but it's nice, instant, and I mean, I don't think I would ever cycle it, not unlimited, but. And then our lightning strike down here. And then I've got another vehicle removal and or, you know, big creature hit. I'm liking this right now, I think. Yeah. Well, right. I mean, if this were a different set with that wasn't so artifact heavy, then right, I agree. Maybe one would be enough, but I think in this case it's decent removal for this, so it will definitely be fun if I get to pull off the full throttle. Especially, you know how I like to play Magic, man. I like to swing big. So, okay, here's the question. The daring mechanic. I've got 2 of them in there. Is one of those, is there something better? Like, oh, because I have no draw, by the way. None. I don't, like, this is the only draw card I think I pulled. Well, I guess this one. That isn't like, is it draw? So I was like, nah. How many mounts and vehicles do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oh, true. He's a 3/3. Yeah. You're right. I think we dialed this in. I think this is the best option. You know what? Do you know? Can I save this? What are we going to call it? Good guy. Good guys. Can I save this deck and then build? Hey, Jeff, how you doing, bud? Jeff, you also get how you doing, man? It's good to see you. You also get blessed with being a mod. I've got 2 of my 4 moderators in the chat right now. How's it going, man? Dude, yeah, this is the qualifier plan for next weekend, and it's sealed, which I was telling Samet Slammer. So sealed is probably my, you know, best format. I got the most practice in, so we'll see how it goes. And actually on Arena, I've played sealed twice and I went 7 wins both times. So Samet Slammer. So anyway, I'm actually not gonna play any games on this stream because we're heading out in a bit to go to Sean's baseball tournament. But I was at least gonna build the deck and then come back either tonight or tomorrow to play the 6 games. I have to have it done though by, I think it's 10 in the morning. So anyway, Dan's on helping me. But what I was saying, I know, right? Yeah, the colors and artifacts and swinging big, multiple combats. Oh, Dan. So Jeff is who I was playing. Jeff was my buddy who was in town over the weekend, where Kranko swung for 530 damage on turn 7. Jeff was the poor soul who received that Kranko win. or loss. Jeff, man, I text Dan. I'll forward you the text because I laid out turn by turn what Cranko did to you. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it was definitely a classic Cranko win. Turn 7, swing for 530 damage. But what I was saying earlier, do either of you guys know can I save if I'm playing? Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy game. But I mean, it was just like I drew a good hand on that, and then every draw, I was just telling Jeff, I was like, oh man, this is bad. Every draw, I was just like, oh, it couldn't have been better. That's true. Yeah, Dan has been a huge influence on all my commander decks, for sure. Even though Dan, I'm sure you'd say I also. How many arguments have we had about your suggestions? And like, what's the percentage of after a while I go ahead and adopt what you say anyway? You're consistent. You eventually convince me. Yeah. Oh yeah, Dan, I told him about the infinite rats. Infinite Rats and Cranko, they're definitely, some arch rivals. I wouldn't even... Are they at about... What do you think, Dan? Are they at about 50-50, you think? Are you going back to whether I should throw the guide light in? Because that's the thing. I've got no draw, and I'm playing 17 lands with no way to pull them out. Okay. I'm also thinking I don't. What? You think it's 3-1 rats against Cranko? You think so? Really? In a duel, we're talking about. In dual commander, over the last how long have we been playing? 14 years since we built Cranko. What, probably 10, 12 years at least. You really think it's 70? You really think it's 3-1? Yeah, I was thinking that too. I don't need this one. This one lets me fix, which is nice. True. That is true. Yeah, Jeff, man, the rats. That's true. Cranko very often is not left on the board. Because you make me sack him. Right? That's what you're talking, yeah. Yeah, it's tough to keep Cranko on the board playing the rats in a duel. Because you're forcing me to sacrifice them all the time. And, so it's like, if he doesn't have the boots on, you've got removal. If he does have the boots on, you make me sack him. So, yeah, maybe 3-1 might be right with the rats. I don't know. Okay. So, I mean, we have some time. Like I said, I'm not going to play one of the games because my mom's here and we're going to have to leave in a bit. I don't want to get to the point where I'm stressing about leaving. But we can spend some time kind of poring over this and seeing, is there anything... Yeah, I know. Whatever, man. That's the thing, though. This is my stream. We can talk about whatever the hell I want. You know, I mean, whatever. If people don't like it, I'm sorry. You know, my buddies are on the chat, but so. But I mean, I feel like for the most part, should we just do one more walk through all this? I don't think there's really anything that stands out that I'm missing. Oh, there's this one. It's kind of late, though. But I guess it's late. I mean, that's good because my hand will be empty. Draw 2 cards, discard a card. If I'm at max speed, it gives me a discount. But what am I going to slot it in for? You know, it's funny because as far as that, what you're talking about, I mean, I don't know, we can talk about it later. But I feel like, because a lot of times, like when the couple guys that I watch who stream Gran Turismo, you know, when they're racing, they're interacting with the chat. But sometimes it is cool just to get a little bit of insight into their life outside of the game that they're playing. So anyway, and plus I'm not sure, I don't know, Streamlabs doesn't give me an accurate count on the viewers right now. It's just saying 2, so it could just be the 2 of you anyway. I haven't figured, even if I go to the dashboard, I haven't figured out where to get an accurate count on who's actually watching. You guys would have to tell me what it's telling you in the stream. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to hit the like button. But okay, so yeah, so back to this. We got let's say another 20 minutes or so to round out the deck. And then if anyone else is watching, we'll play. I mean, I'll definitely be recording and post it, but I'll stream when I actually play the games. But so real quick, I don't go into this. What do you guys think? Even though it's kind of late and helps me draw. Yeah. Just 2 watching. Yeah, so it's just the 2 of you guys anyway. But even then, like though too, like if I'm watching Key race, you know, in between races when he's just sitting there shooting the shit with the people on the stream, it's fun to interact with them. Like Denise always gets a kick out of, like she always likes what pair of socks or slippers is he wearing, and always gets a kick out of when we'll make a comment and he talks to her, you know. So anyway. Yeah, just trying to address the fact that I've got very little draw. Do we need to deal with that? Okay, yeah. I was... This one being a defender... Wait, did it? Yeah, I know, it's pretty tight. I agree. A good way to draw? Yeah, I know. That guide light matrix. You know, I played that in our sealed, and it's only the 1, so it's not. I can't rely on it to help me. Like with my sealed deck, I had 2 of those. I was playing 2, so I consistently got 1 out, and it helped. But with just the 1, that's a waste of a slot. So I mean, it's a waste. I mean, sure, it'll draw me a card, but half the time, more often or not, I won't see it even. This one's a trap, I agree. I don't need it. I've got the dual lands. What was this Raceway one again? It starts my engines. I actually could probably drop this one too. Although, with Samet, we definitely want to make sure we get our engines started pretty often, right? So how many of these early ones have it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we only have 3 start your engine cards in here now, so I'm going to leave that land in. All right. So what I was saying earlier, do you guys know? Because this is, so it's like sealed, right? I saved this deck. Can I create a second? Will Arena allow me to create a second deck? Although that's kind of silly because I'm not sideboarding. But what I was going to say is, you know, earlier on in the beginning of the stream, we were talking about the other possible option would be dimmer, just relying on the black removal and then all the blue flyers. But then there wasn't anything really like here. If we go back. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. I don't think you can either. I think it's like you build one and that's the deck that you're playing. I mean, you can go in between games. I guess if you wrote down what your second option would be, you could go back, like let's say your first game, it just isn't, or your first 2 games just end up being disaster, right? What's going on here? Do I have some weird... Oh, it's because I got draw on the... That's what's going on. Okay. All right. Thanks. Yeah. I think this is the best we're going to get. For sure. So it's 113. I'm stoked that you guys got on. Jeff, I'm glad you saw it too. It's fun to have you on here. I think we're good. I think this is good. So if you guys want, I'm not sure how late we're going to get back from Sean's game. If I play the first couple games tonight, because I have to get 6 in by, I think it's by 10 in the morning. So I probably will play some tonight probably. And so if you guys are up, I'll text you if you want to get in and see how it goes. But otherwise, man, hey, Dan, both of you guys, I appreciate you getting in. Dan, I appreciate you helping me walk through this. Give me some insight, guidance, comments, tips, whatever I'm trying to say. What am I trying to say? Yeah, no, that's cool, Jeff. That's fun. It's fun to have you guys. It's fun to have you both on here too. It's like, oh, you know what? It would be kind of fun, dude. We haven't done it in a while, but what was that called, Dan? Over during COVID, what was the tool, that app that we were using with the webcams where we could play remotely, but the tabletop cards? You always have good opinions, man. I appreciate your insight into this. This is kind of fun too because you're helping me. We'll see how this goes. But Yeah, what was that table? What was that app that we were using where we could share our screen, webcam, and share our screens and play a tabletop game remotely with each other? It'd be kind of fun to do that again, like, as Jeff's in Illinois. Also, too, if you guys are on Arena, man, just send me a friend request on here. Spell table, that's right. Yeah, maybe we could spell table every once in a while with you, Jeff. Throw down some Commander. Yeah. So if you're Dan, are you still playing Arena? I don't know, but if you are, get on and send me a friend request, because that was one thing I was thinking I would do. I've got 0 friends, but if I actually start to gain some traction and people want to, as part of like the membership perks, it's like, hey, send me a friend request and I'll do some streams where we're dueling against the community. Do some community duels. So, all right, though, I think this is good. I'm feeling good about this. Feeling good about it. Yeah. Jeff, are you playing any Arena? Or are you just doing tabletop stuff? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know, Dan. It's funny because, right? Like, it can. I know. I mean, you've seen it. It definitely in the past has made me grumpy. I am limiting what I'm spending on this, though, for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and just earn coins. I mean, I figured for the qualifier play-ins, just for streaming purposes, that's something that people might want to watch. So, oh, cool, dude, share the channel with your dad. And yeah, like I said, eventually I think it'd be fun to do community duels with like people, if they, if they're supporting me on the channel. Give them a perk with the memberships, and we do some community duel streams. It'd be fun. But what was I saying? Oh, right, Dan. Yeah, when I've been grumpy after a rough week, and then we play our thing. Yeah, true. True. Well, just keep me, if you feel, just be honest with me if you feel like that's happening again. I'm not playing it as much because I don't have time to be playing it as much as I was before, especially because I'm still only streaming part-time, and then I'm the main channel content. I'm like splitting my time between the two. And then between that, I'm streaming Arena and then Gran Turismo. So I just don't have I'm not like as invested time-wise in just Arena, and I feel like, I don't know, we'll see how it goes, if I can avoid the grumpies. But yeah, for sure. This is fun. I've had a good time building this deck with you guys on here. I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. But hey, you know what? So let's see what time. It's 1:20. I'm gonna wrap up the stream here for now. But you guys stick around and watch my thank you screens, because the graphics, the imagery I've been able to make for this has just been fun. I think you'll both appreciate it. I agree. And actually, Jeff, if you look at on St. Patrick's Day, what was that, a week and a half ago on Monday? I just did a St. Patrick's Day standard best of one stream and had a couple Guinnesses. It was fun. It was a blast. And actually, I went 15-3 on that stream. I was thinking about making a video, but then people are going to be like, dude, you're going 15-3 with a strong mono red mouse deck against a bunch of bronze and silver player, so it's not that like, I mean, it's cool. I went 15-3, but it's like, yeah, of course I'm gonna go. I'm playing a strong deck against a bunch of, you know, who knows what they could be brand new to Magic. So I kind of thinking I'm not going to. I'm not gonna like brag about sandbagging, basically. So anyway, all right. But what I was saying is, stick around, check out my thank you screens. I think you guys will appreciate it. I agree. I agree. Maybe I should make that just a typical when I'm racing. No. When I'm racing, no, I'm not going to be drinking a beer when I'm racing, but playing Magic for sure. Get some beers and pretzels. I would say I would still use the pretzels and not, because I don't want to be getting my keyboard all gummed up with Doritos dust. But all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna sign off. Stick around for like a few minutes and check out my thank you screens. They're fun. And yeah, I'll text you guys later when I get on if you're sitting around and you're awake. I know, right? Dude. Yeah, I know you don't have to worry about getting your cards dirty, but still, it's like I gotta lap all the hardware. I don't want to be getting oil, Dorito dust, and chip oil on everything. But Dan, dude, yesterday, so the dailies this week in Gran Turismo are Le Mans, which I feel I'm pretty confident in. I've got a good qualification time on, but you're going like 207 miles an hour. Like, you have to stay focused. Like, you can't, like, I'm racing yesterday and I'm noticing my connection quality to the server was really bad, and I'm sitting there like troubleshooting my, like, why is my connection so bad? And it was disaster. Like, you have to focus. So yeah, no, I won't be drinking beers while I'm playing Gran Turismo or while I'm racing Gran Turismo. But I think that's a good idea for the Magic for sure. For sure. All right. Actually, well, yeah, I gotta bounce off, but I'm gonna come back and just double check my lands later to make sure that, because I don't know if I trust Arena's auto distribution on the colors. We need about even plains. A little bit less in red. What did it do for me? 5. I could probably... Yeah. Anyway. All right. Boo. Boo that I'm leaving, that I got to stop the stream. Well, I'm glad you feel that way. But, all right. Okay, so I'm going to sign off. And but stick around for a few minutes. Check out the thank you screens. They're cool. And hey, if you guys haven't, hit that like button, because it helps the algorithm. And then I'll text you guys later for when I get on there. Yeah, right. I have a little formula that I read about years ago that seems to work pretty well. So I don't think the Arena algorithm works the same. So I always like to double check my land distribution against the formula that I've been using. But boo to no drinking and racing. Yeah, that could be a fun, like, just do a lobby if I'm not racing like actually online, or the sport mode. If I'm just in like multiplayer with the lobby, that'd be kind of fun. Like, let's see, like, because then other people who are racing could get in and we could just all be having a beer together and driving stupid. But yeah. But all right, I'm gonna bounce. Thanks, guys. I will look for a text later. And thanks for coming on. I'll talk to you later. Check out my thank you screens.